Hello everyone, and welcome back to Crypto Bytes, where we discuss all things crypto, DeFi, airdrops, and more. My name's Brian, and today's going to be the start of a new series that we're going to be doing on this channel, where we're going to be showing basically how I would recommend for someone that's starting with, let's say, $10,000 in crypto right now, and how they can turn that into $50,000 or more by the end of 2025. So right now we're in the middle of June 2025. So almost half the year is gone. We have another 6 months to go. And I am currently farming, as I've mentioned in other videos, well over 100 different airdrops, some free, some not free. But in this series, I'm going to show you where I'm allocating the majority of my money, which is currently across about 40 different platforms, most of them running airdrops, some of them not, but have really good kind of DeFi yields. And so it's worth my time putting my money there as well. So yeah, we're gonna start off this series today where I'm gonna show you the first 10 or 15 applications that I'm currently farming on, and then probably it'll probably take 2 or 3 more videos for me to kind of go through, all the 40 that I'm currently using. And then at the end of that, I'll show you the allocations that I have to each of those. And then, maybe once or twice a week, we'll come back and revisit and see, how am I doing against the goals that I'm setting here. And, hopefully if you find any of this useful, you're moving forward on your own as well. Not financial advice, of course, but, take it as you will. So, yeah, should be fun. I feel like with this channel, we always take a deep dive in different airdrop applications and opportunities that are out there, but we never have quite had some specific goal to shoot for, which I think will make things more interesting. And so that's why we're kicking off this series and the next few videos over the next 6 months. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in, since we have a lot to cover in this video and the next few. Okay, so I've put together this little spreadsheet here where I've basically listed out all the different applications that, for the most part, there are others that are not on here that we'll go over at some point in time, or maybe we have in previous videos. But for the most part, these are the main applications that I'm currently having deposits into, actual money into. And so I basically put in this column here kind of what percent of my portfolio do I have allocated into each of these. Here's kind of a general guidance just for me and for you maybe, where this is kind of the average upfront APY that I'm earning from the deposits that I have on these platforms. And then what's not included in this is for 90% of these, they also are running airdrop campaigns. And so, as we go through each of these, I'll kind of tell you what I'm thinking that airdrop could be worth, based off of putting in $500 to $1,000, maybe a couple hundred on the lower end into it. So that way you can determine yourself if it's a good application for you to use to try and farm and airdrop hunt for as well. So I need to clean this up more. But ultimately I hope to kind of have a spreadsheet here that you can follow along with if you wish, and it'll include kind of how I am doing across the goal of the next 6 months along the way too. So that'll be coming in the future. But for now, today we're going to be going through the first 10 or 15 here. No particular order, but these are kind of my smaller 1% allocation. You can see down here at the bottom, some of my heaviest is Meteora, which I've discussed many times on this channel. That Silo, which is the Sonic airdrop. I've been heavily farming that. Jupiter, another Solana. And then a bunch of different things on Hyper EVM, Hyperliquid for their season 2 airdrop. So those are kind of my heavier things, which are going to be longer videos. So we'll save that to the end. But for now, let's just start going through the smaller ones. And yeah, let's see how far we can get in this video. I don't want to have it take too long. So we'll break this up into different chunks. Okay, so the first platform we'll be going over is called Hilo, and they are on Solana. This project is currently in beta, so I just happened to be lucky and I snagged an invite to get into here. I unfortunately don't have a way to generate my own invites, but if you do contact them on either X or Discord, I'm sure you can get some invites that way. And as soon as they do, I'll be sure to share them with you all. But For now, I just wanted to share what it's about. I think there's going to be plenty of time to farm this as far as airdrops are concerned, since it's only open to maybe 500 to 1,000 people, if that, at this point. But basically, what Hilo is it is a way for you to have exposure to leveraged Solana without a liquidation risk. So basically, with Jito Sol or Sol or Jupe Sol, a couple of different things here, you can deposit it into Hilo, and you'll get X Sol in return. And so what X Sol is it's basically a leveraged Sol position. You can see here that currently it's at 3x leverage, and the way it works is just here's the overview. Basically, depending on how the market is going, it automatically adjusts the amount of leverage that is happening on Sol. So it's taking your Sol deposit and then it's leveraging that and putting that into this XSOL token. So you can get the benefit of the up. If the price of Sol goes up, you're going to be earning more on a dollar deposited in here because it's on leverage. Obviously, if the price goes down, you'll lose more too. But the thing that makes this cool is that you don't have to worry about liquidation risk, which if you went onto a lending and borrowing platform or on a perp exchange, you do have both. You're going to be paying money to borrow the asset that you're trying to loop and leverage, and you can also potentially get liquidated, meaning you lose it all if the price goes down enough. So with this, obviously you do have potential downside, more downside risk than if you were just holding Sol, but then you also have upside gain if the price of Sol goes up, which at the current point of the market, I think we're in for kind of a choppy end or up over the next few months at least. So I'm very interested in a product like this for that reason. So yeah, they have the XSOL functionality, and then they also have the ability for you to basically just deposit stable coins and mint this SHYUSD. And with that, you're basically just earning currently 11% interest on your stable coins here. So I have a little bit deposited in there. And yeah, that's pretty much what Hilo is at the moment. I assume that in the future, they're going to be adding additional assets that you can use to leverage up with. But for now, they're just starting off with Sol and then this stablecoin possibility. So that's Hilo. Like I said, not a lot of ways for you to get into this just yet, but I wanted to share with you nonetheless because you can go to their Discord and ask for invites. That's what I did. So moving on. Next, we've talked about this before in the past, Exponent. So Exponent is also on Solana, and they are a protocol just kind of like Pendle, which essentially you can deposit into here, and you have a couple different ways that you can do this. One, you can deposit into these PT, basically fixed yield products. So as an example here, if you deposit KY Sol, you'll get PT KY Sol, and you're getting a flat fixed yield on that until the expiration, which in this case is September 30th, 2025 of this. You can see here that the fixed yield changes over time. So depending on like when you lock in the deposit, you're going to be locked in for that rate during this period of time. So there are people that kind of wait for these yields to fluctuate and then buy at the right time to maximize your yield. I don't necessarily do that, but that's one thing that you can do. And then alternatively, you can basically get YT positions instead, which in that case you are giving up. Basically, if you deposit $100, you're gonna give away that entire $100, but you're maximizing the airdrop points that you're getting from that deposit. So for this example, for Frag Sol, if you deposited now, this YT position closes on July 25th. So between now and July 25th, your deposit's going to go to zero gradually over time, but you're also accruing a much higher amount of points. You can see you're 75 times the amount of points that you'll be getting for in this case fragmentric, for depositing into this YT position. So if you're really bullish on a particular asset, a project, and you want to get maximize airdrop points, you'd go into something like this YT position. What I do typically is I just LP in this liquidity here. So what that basically does is, for example, if I deposit into this frag sol position, I'm gonna get locked in to this 16.94% APY, because like 95% of my deposit is gonna go into that PT position for this, and then the other 5% is gonna go in a YT position. So I'm basically getting 4x points on my deposit, but I'm also getting a fixed yield as well. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds. So with Exponent, they have all these different opportunities, mostly all just, this is on Solana, by the way. So they have different stablecoin opportunities, Carino, which we've talked about before. They have Fragmetric, they have Kairos. So yeah, they have a couple different options for you here. And then Exponent doesn't have a points program now, but they don't have a token, so I assume they will at some point in time. So by using Exponent, you're not only able to get some decent APYs on Solana, BTC, or stables, but you're also able to farm 2 or 3 airdrops at the same exact time through that deposit. So that's why I like this platform here. Okay, next is Neutral Trade. So I've also talked about these guys before. Basically what they've done is they've built a bunch of different vaults on top of Drift, which Drift is a perp DEX on Solana. They just finished their season 2 of their airdrop Drifted, and we're waiting on the allocations for that. So I've been using Neutral Trade for quite a while. I believe I've talked about it before on this channel. And so one way that I was earning points for Drift was obviously trading, but then also I was depositing into these different vaults here by Neutral Trade, which was giving me a 2-in-1 airdrop opportunity, because Neutral Trade is also running their points program. You can see up here the counter for that here. And so yeah, they have a bunch of different strategies. I won't go through all of them, but the kind of the top ones here. There's just a USDC staking one that's earning you 10%. They have a hyper liquid funding ARB. So this is like, I believe it's like depositing, shorting and longing hyper liquid, and then you're getting the funding rate on that, which currently is getting you 18% and 2 times Neutral Trade points. This one, HyperJLP, that was one that I've been using for the most part, and I'm still deposited into, which is just like JLP, which is run by Jupiter, but instead of having Ethereum in it, it has Hype in it. So it's a combination of Sol, Hype, and BTC, plus you earn yield on that too. And so I don't know why this is showing as infinity here, but this has been earning 30-40%, plus the market's been doing well, so it's been doing decently for me. And then yeah, you get 1x points here. So yeah, if you're looking, this is more of a play if you have like some stables, or if you want to be like a little bit exposed to a basket of assets. Pretty much just blue chips. I don't think they have anything other than that. So it's mostly Sol, ETH, Hype, BTC, and USDC. So they have all these different vaults. You can sort here by APY. You can see the different bonus points that they might give on a deposit. And yeah, that's pretty much Neutral Trade. Okay, the next few projects that we're going to go over are all basically stablecoin vaults. So not a lot of details, but I am pretty much trying to maximize the amount of APY that I'm getting from my USDC, USDT when I'm not using it. And so that's why I'm into these protocols. So first one is ARMA, which their token that they just recently launched is called Giza. And there's an AI play. So when you deposit your funds into ARMA here, it's basically an AI agent, and it's taking your funds and it's rotating them between a bunch of different vaults. So You can see here I deposited 500 bucks, a week or two ago. Started off, put funds into Euler. I was making 7.66%. Then it took that out because it looks like Euler had dropped down to 3%. Deposited that into Moonwell, which was making 6.5. That looked like it dropped too much, and then it found in Morpho I can get 6.5% there. So basically, it's taking your funds and withdrawing and depositing it into different stable vaults that interacts with to always get you the highest APY on your USDC as possible. So in addition to doing that, so you're earning 6-7%. You're also earning Giza rewards from your deposit, and so that effectively makes your net APY like 15%. Then what you can do with your Giza rewards, if you want, is you can auto stake it, which will give you a little bit extra of a percent yield too. And I believe with the stake Giza, you earn about 20%, 25% if you want. So the price appreciation on Giza has been quite nice over the last couple weeks since they launched. But it's a smaller coin, so it is volatile. So whether you want to stake it or just sell it for more USDC, that would be up to you. But that's pretty much what this protocol does. And yeah, I assume in the future they're going to have a bunch of different protocols that it interacts with, as well as maybe other assets other than just USDC that you can deposit into. So that is ARMA. Next is Yo Finance, and they're on Base. ARMA was on Base as well, by the way. So yeah, Yo is on Base, and it's a vault. Nothing too big here. You can get 10% on USD, 3% on BTC, or 6% on ETH. Depositing also earns you 5x points per dollar. So they will have an airdrop at some point in time. So yeah, for now, I basically just deposited some money into this Yo USD to get the APY and the airdrop farm. And yeah, with all the ones that I've actually talked about thus far, I'm expecting, because I have about $500 to $1,000 in each of these, they should probably yield a $300 to $500 airdrop by the time that they're done. So, nothing amazing, but, you're getting 30-40% on your money. That's pretty amazing, actually. But, nothing that's going to completely change your life. But it's a good for the amount of money being deposited. I feel like they're all going to be pretty solid airdrops. Plus, all of these have been, you're earning about 10 to 20% APY on your funds along the way in addition to the airdrop. So, Yo is another interesting one. And you can see here that they're going to be having Sol as well soon. Next is Falcon Finance. So these guys are relatively new, I believe. I've been in here for a couple weeks, and again, this is another stablecoin. You can deposit. Well, first you basically mint this USDF, and then if you'd like, you can deposit that into here to stake it, and you're going to be earning 10% yield as their APY. And in addition to that, they currently don't have any like DeFi opportunities for you to use the funds with. So staking really is the only thing that you can do at the moment. I believe they're working on other things though. And then they have a points program. So you can see here, you get different rewards for minting the stablecoin first. And then secondly, if you stake and then if you basically deposit them and hold them for a longer period of time, then you can earn more points as a result as well. Then they have a few social tasks down here that you can do too. So, Falcon Finance is pretty new, but I do think it's worth depositing a few $100s into if you have the money, because you're good at the very least be getting that 10.5% APY and then the airdrop on top of that as well, which likely will be 20 or 30% on whatever you deposited. So you're getting 30 to 50%, let's say, APY on your stables. Not bad at all. So that is Falcon Finance. Last one on the stable front for this video at least is SummerFi. So SummerFi has been around for a bit, so I don't know how much longer these rates are going to be, but basically another stable form. You can deposit USDC across the board on, let's see, Sonic, Ethereum mainnet, Base, Arbitrum, a couple other ones. So you can see here the different APYs that you're getting. So you're getting some APY in USDCE in this example, and you're also getting an additional bump in the summer token, which is going to be tradable in the next, I believe, at the end of June. So we're nearing that time, and I don't know if you're going to continue earning this higher APY once that happens or not. So if you're interested in this one, definitely check it out and get involved ASAP. In the case of this one, you're also earning 12x Sonic points, which they have. They just ended their season 1 airdrop, but they have at least another season coming. So you can continue earning points for that as well. So that's a nice 2-in-1 opportunity here if you're interested. But yeah, you can see here some of these APYs are quite nice. Between, you're basically getting 30 to 50% APY on USDC or USDT, even Euro they have here as well. So yeah, this is pretty cool. And then what you can do in the meantime when you're waiting for the token to become tradable is they also allow you to stake it. So you can see here, I haven't put too much in here, but I've staked what I've earned so far, and the staking rate is, I think it's like in the 30s or so. Oh, right here. So you're getting 16% APY on the staked amount. So, definitely not bad at all. So you're getting 30 to 50% on the USDC, which half of that is going to be paid to you in summer tokens, which you can't do anything with just yet, but you can stake them and earn 16% on them. And obviously this is basically a stable coin in the meantime because it's not tradable yet. So that is SummerFi. Pretty nice, clean application that I like. All right, so those were the stable coins. So we have a couple more stable coins, but we'll hit them in another video. Before we end now, I'm going to go through a few different plays on SUI that are currently farming airdrops that might be of interest to you. So the first one is Volo. Volo's been around for quite a while now, but they just officially kind of launched their points programs about a month ago, I want to say. And at the moment, you basically can earn points from two different things. You can mint their VSUI, so that's their liquid staking token for SUI, and then you can hold it and you'll earn 1 point per hour. Or what I've done is I've basically supplied VSUI on the lending and borrowing protocol Navi, and then I'm borrowing VSUI again, and then I'm depositing back and I'm looping through, and that's enabling me to maximize the amount of points here as a result. So I mint it, earn points, supply, earn points, borrow, earn points, supply what I borrowed, and keep going through that, until I've hit whatever amount that I wanted to have deposited. So Navi, you can see here, they already have their own token, so there's no airdrop that's going to come into play with this one. But with the VSUI deposit, you're basically going to be getting, you're going to be getting 2.5% for depositing the VSUI, and then borrowing right here. To borrow so I should have stayed here. So to deposit VSUI, you're getting 2.5% APR. To borrow, you're only paying 1.5% APR. So you're basically earning, 1% APR on your VSUI, but because you're able to loop it, about 9 times if you max loop it, let's say that you're getting 9% on your SUI in this manner, plus you're getting the airdrop points. So, not a bad little situation here. Volo has been around for quite a while, so I think their airdrop is going to be decent. You know, I have about 500 bucks in here for a couple weeks, and I'm at rank 1200. So they don't have the. Oh, actually, they do have the leaderboard. Let's see. Where does that put me? Yeah, there's a good amount of people that have been farming this, almost 100,000. So, you know, I'm basically in the top 2% with $500 after a couple weeks. So you can definitely rank pretty highly here if you get going right away. So this one I definitely would recommend if you're interested at all in the SUI ecosystem. And yeah, just doing what I showed you on Navi to kind of loop your deposit. That's how you'll maximize points. I think they're going to have additional ways to earn points in the future, but for now, that's all that you can do. Next up is Metastable. So with them, you can do a couple things. You're basically, you know, they have their LST called Super SUI. So you can deposit SUI, convert that into Super SUI, and then I believe you can go and deposit that into different DeFi options to earn points. For me though, since I already had the exposure to SUI on Volo and other things that we'll hit in a second, I just went the stablecoin route here. So you can see they have MUSD. They also have MBTC and METH, but those ones don't have a lot of as much opportunities as MUSD and Super SUI do. So that's why I chose MUSD. So you know you can go and deposit any one of these different stable coins. You will mint MUSD, which you'll earn some points on, and then you can come here in the points tab and see that you can deposit that MUSD into a bunch of different protocols if you wish to earn points, additional points there. Yeah, so for me, I've been focused on just depositing into Nemo here. So let's go there. Nemo, from what I can tell, basically it's just another kind of Pendle type platform, but it's on SUI. It's the first of its kind. I haven't seen anything else like this on SUI, so that's very cool. And they have this basically staked MUSD pool that's running for 86 more days, maturity September 11th. You can earn 6% APY by depositing in here. So by depositing here, you're getting an LP position, so you're not only earning the APY, but you're also earning points towards the Metastable airdrop. And then in addition to that, Nemo has their own points program too that you're earning points on for your deposit. So you can see here that Nemo has a bunch of different options if you are interested in doing something other than just the MUSD. Like they have the SUI, but Volo currently isn't giving points for depositing in this, you know, but I'm sure in the future that they will. So yeah, there's a bunch of different options here, but for me, I'm in the MUSD pool here. So that is Nemo and Metastable, which, you know, another way that you can use your stable coins on SUI and earn 2-in-1 airdrop as a result at the same time. Next one is Steem. So Steem is operated by Soylent, which has already had multiple airdrops. So I'm not sure how, you know, if Steem at all fits into that. But you basically earn points by an LPing. This is just a LPing protocol. For me, I'm in the Wall USDC pool. It's currently paying 175% APR, so not bad at all. And you can see here that they have a bunch of different pools that you can deposit into. Not really any 2-in-1 airdrop opportunities on Steem here, but you know, there are a lot of different pools that you can deposit into, and some of the APRs can get as high as, you know, a couple hundred. So the best one, this Wall USDC pool has been, you know, around 150% APR for ever since the Wall token launched. So, you know, quite a while now. So that's the one that I've been sticking with. And yeah, other than that, that's pretty much what Steem is. And then last but not least is another LPing protocol on SUI called Magma Finance. and they are much smaller than Steam, so I don't have a lot of deposited in here, but yeah, sorry, I just refreshed. They do have basically the ability to do swaps and then deposit liquidity. They don't have a points program displayed yet, but I do believe that they'll have one in the future. APRs are so-so on here, but they have a, oops, sorry. Yeah, some of them can be quite high, like this SUI USDC pool. But for the most part, they're in like the kind of double or single digit APRs, mostly on either SUI or stablecoin pools. There's a deep one, a wall pool as well. So they're an up and coming protocol. If you're not involved here, I just put in about $50, nothing major, but I do think it's worth putting a little bit in here. You're gonna earn, if you're already exposed to SUI, the SUI ecosystem, that is, you can earn a decent APR and qualify for their airdrop potentially in the future, which, maybe that doubles this APR, which would be awesome. All right, well, I know that was a lot of information for now, so I'm gonna break off this video and we'll hit the next kind of 10 or 15 protocols that I'm farming in this kind of 10,000 to 50,000 airdrop challenge that we're gonna be doing between now and the end of 2025. So I hope that this was helpful. If you have any questions, please, as always, let me know. And yeah, looking forward to this challenge and getting going here. So thanks everyone for the support again, and until next time, happy farming.